Let's get right to Syria, please. I know and respect that you think the Friends of Syria conference on Friday was a success, but the shelling continues. I don't think we have any evidence that humanitarian aid is going in as the conference demanded. So on what level exactly was the conference a success?
Well, Wyatt, perhaps I take a longer view than some, and looking at the way that again, the Arab League has led, which has been one of the most remarkable developments of the last year, that they would take positions against fellow Arab nations on behalf of the aspirations that we all hold for the Arab Spring. The fact that so many other countries were present and all speaking with one voice. This is not to be, I think, diminished in terms of its importance. That doesn't mean that we aren't deeply distressed by what has continued.
But the world is united. I take your point.
Well,
what does that do? What does that do?
Well, I think it does several things. Sometimes overturning brutal regimes takes time and costs lives. I wish it weren't so. I really, really do. I wish that those around Assad would realize that, it may not be tomorrow, may not be next week, but they're done. I wish the military that serves that regime would quit staining their own honor and stand up for the rights of the Syrian people. I wish the business people who are still sitting on the fence would realize that they're going to be so tightly sanctioned that it's going to be a big price for them to pay, and so on, because it's not just one man, it is a regime. And we think that we're putting a lot of pressure on that regime, and that there will be a breaking point. And we think that the regime itself is dishonoring who they are and what they stand for. They don't represent the Syrian people anymore. They represent a family, maybe the Ba'ath Party, a small group of insiders. And so we are pushing this day by day, but they also have very strong friends. You look at Russia, China, and Iran, who are in there determined to keep Assad because he does their bidding. He buys their arms. He sells them oil. This is as clear a contrast between the values that the world now is embracing and the past.
But on the point of the pressure and the pressure you're trying to apply, our correspondent in Syria yesterday was interviewing some of the people still being shelled in homes. And there was a poignant moment in this interview where this man says, who is under the shelling, says, "Where are you, friends of Syria?" He specifically mentions the conference. He says, Baba Amro, that's the suburb of Homs, is being shelled as if you did not exist. That meaning the Friends of Syria conference. Does he have a point?
Of course he has a point. And I am deeply, deeply distressed for the people that he represents who are trapped under this artillery bombardment. But the problem for everyone is you have a ruthless regime using heavy artillery and tanks that are war weapons of the greatest impact against defenseless people. So there will be, and I've said this before, there will be those who are going to find ways to arm the Syrians who are under attack. But even if they are given automatic weapons against tanks, against heavy artillery, the slaughter will go on. And what I'm wondering is, what about the people in Damascus? What about the people in Aleppo? Don't they know that their fellow Syrian men, women, and children are being slaughtered by their government? What are they going to do about it? When are they going to start pulling the props out from under this illegitimate regime?
You're sending a message to them.
Yes, I am.